Good morning, Tiyeri. You have
Hello.
news. You have news for us, I hope, from Syria.
Yes, in the last day there was a big trouble because a French journalist, Gilles Jacquier, was unfortunately killed during his reportage in the city of Homs. And there is a lot of trouble about this story because some people in France said that Jacquier was killed, in fact, by the Syrian government so that no other journalist will try to cover the situation in the country. But of course, it's not at all how the things happened. In fact, this journalist refused to have the help of the security services. He wanted to be absolutely alone because he was saying it's necessary for his job. Uh, he, he refused this escort because he said it's a pressure against the journalist. And as he don't believe there was, he did believe there was some terrorists in Homs. He was thinking the only danger is when you are going to an anti-Assad demonstration and that the police will fire on you. So he go in Homs and everybody said to him that every afternoon in Homs there is attacks, bombing coming from the rebel neighborhood with mortar against the Alawite neighborhood. But he don't believe. It's like that every day since months. And unfortunately, he was killed by, we don't know, a mortar or RPG. But what is strange is that just after his killing, the body was transported to the hospital of Homs, and immediately the French ambassador came in Homs to take the body. You know, normally you need to make the autopsy in Syria, and of course the ambassador of France can ask to have a French expert to watch the autopsy. That's normal. But he refused the autopsy in Syria and he take the body. And also, there was other journalist with Jacquier, and this journalist have asked before to have an extension of the visa. They can stay 1 or 2 weeks more in Syria. But suddenly, the ambassador asked to all these journalists to come with him, and they go as quickly as possible to the airport where a special plane from the French government was waiting. They go immediately in Paris and they make the autopsy during the night in Paris before the Syrian can send their own expert to watch the autopsy. So all this is totally abnormal. You know, it looks like an extraction, a military operation to escape a big team and the body of the dead journalist. So now we have more elements to understand what really happened. This journalist was probably a member of the French military intelligence. The first time he tried to come in Syria, he sent an incredible letter to the Minister of Information, asking to make a reportage in Syria about the militaries, how they are fighting against the rebels, you know. But he has to be embedded inside the Syrian militaries, and he said he wants to be embedded in a very precise brigade, which is the brigade commanded by Maher al-Assad, the brother of Bashar al-Assad. So, in fact, he tried to be to spy inside the Syrian militaries. You know, of course, the Syrian may reject this this request. And there is a second problem. According to, I know that by a Russian TV team, and you know that in Homs, the 20th December, some 5 Iranian engineers were abducted by the so-called Free Syrian Army, and especially a group called the Movement Against the Extension of Shias in Syria. And there is a negotiation between the embassy of Iran and the gang who abducted the Iranian engineers. During this negotiation, they need to have an evidence of life. So, in such a situation, normally you will send a photography or letter to the embassy, but they don't do like that. They publish a photography of the abducted Iranian engineers inside the most important weekly magazine in France, Paris Match. And it is said inside this magazine that the photo was taken by a photo reporter from Paris Match. So it means the reporters from Paris Match, they enter in homes secretly, are in contact with the Free Syrian Army. They can take pictures of the abducted Iranian people, and they don't help these people, you know. That's incredible. They are witness of a crime, and they don't help the people, the victims of a crime. But why they publish the photo in Paris Match? And it's really an evidence of life. They don't fluted the face, you know. You have the responsibility to fluted the face when you are publishing prisoner of wars or hostages. But they don't do that because the Iranian must really understand that's your guy, and this cell of the Free Syrian Army is under the control of the French. That's why it was published in Paris Match. You know.
Well,
you understand? It means that
I think so. Although I mean, what could they do? You are being critical that they did not help the abducted engineers, but what could they do? They could not help, I imagine.
No, they can give information about where this guy are detainees, you know.
Well, probably they had their heads, their eyes covered as they're like in the movies, you know. Not that I I don't wish to defend the French. I think they've had a terrible role in all these activities. There was the Mediterranean Union. Syria, France started this, and Syria was part of it, and
yes.
They just suspended their participation. But it amazed me that they would allow Syrian and French. Oh, you're there.
Yes.
That they would allow them to talk to each other, the militaries. I mean, France
yes,
only wishes to corrupt and steal information.
Yes, but you see, that's absolutely abnormal that the evidence of life in abduction of hostages will be published in a French magazine. And what is strange is that Jackiet came in Syria with his girlfriend, which is a photo reporter for Paris Match. So you understand the problem. So that's why when Jackiet was killed, the embassy was fearing that all the story was discovered, and they don't know. You know, it was not possible at that time to know if it was an accident of an assassination. So they were afraid that all the team will be discovered, that all the secret action of France with the terrorists will be discovered. Everybody will know that the French are involved in the abduction of the Iranian engineers and the terrorist activity in Homs. So they decide to extract all the team. And so we discover they asked to all the French journalists to leave immediately from the team of the Jackiet. There were different people to leave immediately Syria, except one. There was a guy from AFP, Agence France Presse, and the ambassador refused to take him in his special convoy with armored cars and so on. Probably that guy, he was a civilian, he was a real journalist, you know. So he left him in the town. It was 2 hours in the morning. You know, the town was a big battlefield, and he left that guy. He took only the militaries with him in his special convoy, and they go very, very quickly to the airport.
Well, now we know the French. We know the French ambassador a little better now, thanks to you.